What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I've got another swatch review for you. So today I am sharing the OPI Holiday 2021 collection, which is called Celebration. It kind of feels crazy that we're already at the point in the year where we're doing holiday nail polish reviews, but I guess this year has just really flown by. But yeah, we've got a fun one for today. We've got 15 brand new nail polishes to go over. So we've got a few exciting finishes here. We've got 5 cream finishes. We've got 1 subtle shimmer that I guess could be classified as an almost cream. Then we have 6 holographic polishes, and then we have 3 glitter toppers. And all of these polishes are part of their regular formula. They do make all of these shades in their Infinite Shine line as well, but I don't believe that they're doing them for their Nature Strong plant-based line. Just so you guys know, the OPI regular nail polish line is 3 free, meaning it is free of 3 of the potentially harmful ingredients that are often found in nail polish. But yeah, we've got a lot of polishes to go over, so we may as well just dive right into it, and then after the swatches we'll talk about pricing, availability, and all that good stuff. So roll the footage. So as with all of my swatch and review videos, I am going to be using base coat underneath all of my swatches just to protect my natural nail and prevent any stains. Today I am using the Cuccio base coat, so I'll link it below. So we'll start off with the cream finishes. This first color is called Maraschino Cheery, and it's a really beautiful deep wintry red. Now this one actually had a jelly-like formula, which I feel like is pretty common for red polishes. As you can see, it had that sort of squishy high shine kind of color, even though it did cover my visible nail line in the first coat. You can see with that second coat it got a deeper color, and if I decided to do a third coat I think it would get even deeper than that, but overall it's just a really beautiful shade. I love these wintry red colors. I think that high shine and squishiness just really adds to the color. Next up we have the shade Big Bow Energy, which as you can see is just a super bright pink cream shade. Now I feel like this is not the most wintry or even the most original color, but I do think that it is a classic type of shade that OPI does really well. As you can see, it was almost opaque in that first coat. I did need a second to get full coverage, but it had a really smooth, easy formula, super creamy, super self-leveling. So if you don't already have a color like this is a really great option to go for. I also love that slight cool tone to it, so it just feels like a really pretty classic pink. Next up we have the shade OPI Loves to Party, or OPI Hearts to Party. But this one is a super deep eggplant purple cream shade. Again, it has a little bit of that jelly-like feel to it, so you can see it's a little lighter in that first coat. Once I did that second coat, I was able to get that nice, really deep coloring, and you can definitely see the purple. It doesn't look like an almost black shade, but it's that really nice deep aubergine kind of color. So really impressive formula, super self-leveling, and it just looked so perfect in 2 coats. Next up we have the shade All Is Berry and Bright, which is a really nice medium periwinkle cream shade. I feel like this is actually another color that I see from OPI pretty frequently, and I will never get tired of it. I love that purpley tone. I love the depth of color in this one, and I just love the formula of it. I think this is so beautiful. It looked perfect in 2 coats. It really self-leveled so nicely on the nails, and I feel like this is a color that I could wear all winter. I think it actually looks a little bit more purple in real life than it looks on camera. It was showing a little bit more blue on camera. Next up we have the shade Ring in the Blue Year, which is a really intense primary blue cream shade, and as soon as I saw this one I absolutely fell in love. It is so bright and gorgeous, and the formula was really nice as well. It was almost there in the first coat. I ended up needing a second for full coverage, but I feel like I could definitely use this one a lot for nail art. It's just such a bold color, and I think it's so beautiful. So here it is in 2 coats, looking absolutely perfect on the nails. Next up we have the shade Snow Day in LA. Now this is a white cream polish, but it actually has a very subtle white shimmery sparkle running throughout. It's definitely hard to pick up on camera. It looks really soft and delicate and pretty in person. I didn't find it to be brush strokey at all, but it definitely gave a little bit of that sort of pearl-like finish on the nails, and it definitely felt like a nice softer white, so it didn't feel like white out on the nails, which is something that I sometimes worry about when I am doing white nails. But this one was perfect in 2 coats. If you have longer nails, you'll probably need a third for this one. So moving into the hollow finishes, we have Paint the Tinseltown Red, and this is a really beautiful, very orangey red holographic polish. As you can see, it was incredibly opaque. All of these were one coaters, full coverage, looked absolutely incredible on. This is actually what I'm wearing in the intro and outro, and I'm only wearing one coat on my nails, and it just turned out so perfectly. So in addition to having that subtle scattered holographic sparkle, we also have a scattering of red and silver flecks in there. So it's definitely hard to capture this color on camera. The holographic sparkle is very subtle. Definitely will have a better time seeing it in sunlight, but that sparkle just added so much to it. Next up we have the shade Mylar Dreams, and this is the pinky holographic polish. It actually leans a little bit more fuchsia in my opinion, and again we have that really nice subtle holographic sparkle in there, as well as pink and silver flecks. So the little flecks are actually bigger than the holographic pigment, and they add a lot more sparkle to the nail. So if you're looking for that holographic sparkle and you're thinking, I really don't see it on camera, just look once the nail is dry. In that cuticle area is where you start to see a little bit of that rainbowy shift. Again, it's pretty subtle, so it's hard to pick up on camera, but it looks so nice on. Next up we have the shade My Color Wheel is Spinning, which is a really beautiful warm purple holographic shade. Now this one was the only one of the collection that I would say I probably would need to do 2 coats for. It was almost there in the first. I could definitely use it in one coat for different types of nail art, but I feel like it just gave me a richer depth of color in the second coat. This one also, by the way, had a little bit of a wonky brush, but that's easy to remedy. You can just exchange it for a new bottle if that happens. But again, we have that really nice sparkly addition of those flecks in there, and it just adds a lot to the polish. Next up we have the shade LED Marquee, and this is a really beautiful bold blue shade that again has that scattered holographic finish as well as those little flecks, and this one was so beautiful on. I don't know if you noticed the pattern yet, but almost all of the shades that were in the cream formula were also made in the holo formula, so we've got a lot of matching shades. I'll show you guys the comparisons at the end, but this one was just as beautiful in holographic form. I would say it's the least holo out of all of them. I really barely got to see that sort of rainbowy color shift, but you can see it in some lighting. I think that extra sparkle that they added really just makes it so much fun though. Next up we have the shade Ready, Fit, Go, and this one is kind of the outlier of the color scheme here. We have this really intense, beautiful teal, almost green shade, and it has that holographic sparkle. It has those added little flecks in there. It's a perfect one coater. This is so stunning. I feel like this is a nice, really subtle green to wear, so if you're not a huge green nail polish wearer, but you still want to feel pretty festive and Christmassy, I feel like this is definitely the way to go. But colors like this I also absolutely adore wearing in the summer, especially if it's holographic. I feel like having the sunlight hit a shade like this is just so perfect. So here it is in 2 coats, absolutely in love. Next up we have the shade Turn Bright After Sunset. This is the final of the holographic finishes, and this one is a black scattered holo. So again, we just have this incredible formula. I was just so impressed with the coverage of these holo colors. I was absolutely not expecting them to be so opaque and creamy, but the formula didn't feel very thick. It felt just like a very smooth, buttery finish that just happened to be incredibly opaque. So definitely impressed with that. Since this is a darker base, you can see that holographic shine a lot better. So was really impressed with that as well. But overall, just a really beautiful shade. Definitely something that I would wear for New Year's. And finally, we have the 3 glitters. This first one is called Cheers to Many Years, and it's a really nice sparse glitter. So we've got matte light yellow glitters, and then we've got metallic blue, green, and soft pink glitters. And there's a little bit of a holographic glitter in here as well. I actually didn't get any of them on my nails. They're slightly bigger, but they're very sparse throughout the formula. Then we have the shade You Had Me at Confetti, which again is a really interesting mixture of matte glitters and shiny glitters, and then we have a little bit of a holographic glitter as well. So we've got matte, dark blue, light blue, and yellow glitters. Then we've got holographic gold. Oh, we've got some matte red glitters in here as well. And then we have smaller holo glitters. It's actually really hard to describe this one. There's a lot going on in this, but I like that mixture of different types of finishes in the glitter. It really adds a little bit of dimension to the polish. And last we have my favorite of the glitters. This one is called Confetti Ready, and it's a really beautiful, very pinky purpley toned, very holographic glitter topper. So we've got a lot of tiny little pinky purple holo glitters in there, and then we have larger hex glitters that are blue, gold, and silver, and then we also have some matte pink ones in there. So overall it does just look very holographic on the nails, even though though not all of the glitters are holo, and it's just really fun. I feel like this would also be very pretty to sponge on for a glitter gradient. So here is the full collection together, and I tried to show you guys the different finishes in the same color next to each other so you could get a little bit of a comparison on those. So you can see the most similar colors I would say were the blue and the pink, but we also have a red, we have a purple, and then we've got that little variation with the periwinkle and cream formula, and then that teal color in the holo formula. So overall, I am just totally into this. Is my favorite color scheme that we've got going on right now. So I'm totally into it. I really love it. I was very impressed with those holographic polishes, just solely based on the formula. They were so good, but I also love the way that they look. I always love the OPI cream formula, so no surprise there. I thought the glitters weren't incredible, but they're pretty and they're fun. I like the holographic one the most, but it definitely just kind of depends on what you're looking for. I'd say they're a little bit sparse for me, but maybe I'll like them better when I sponge them on, so we'll definitely give you an update on that. So yeah, those are the polishes, and I have to say I'm really excited about them. I absolutely love the color story that they went with. These are all just my favorite go-to kind of colors that I wear on my nails. I really appreciate that they do have some nice holiday-ish colors, but overall the collection feels very non-denominational, just general fun party wintry kind of colors. And I also really like the idea that they kind of split the collection in half, and we have half creams and half holos, and then we have those additional 3 glitters. Although I do want to note, I know I've already mentioned it, but mainstream holographic polish tends to be very different from indie holo nail polish. There are a few brands that do a linear holographic polish that is comparable to indie brands, but brands like OPI mostly have this sort of scattered holo formula where the holographic particles are a little bit bigger and a little bit more sparse, so it doesn't create that sort of linear line of rainbow on your nails. It's more of just like a subtle holographic sparkle that you can see in direct lighting or in the sunlight. But that being said, I do think that the holo polishes are absolutely gorgeous. I am in love with the formula. They were so opaque in the first coat. I love that extra sparkle that they have in there. There was just a lot to love about those holos. So really, I just think of it as like a different type of holo, and I just love it in a different way than I would love a linear holo. So I get my OPI polishes from HE Beauty Bar, which is a nail polish retailer, and they're the 15 milliliter bottles retail for $9 USD each. I also have a discount code. You can use the code KELLI to get 22% off your whole order there. They also have the Cuccio base coat that I absolutely love. And also, just a side note in case anybody's looking for a remover, I just recently discovered that they have the Zoya Remove Plus at HB Beauty Bar as well, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But yeah, that's it for my thoughts, but I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this collection? What do you think of their take on holographic polishes? Let me know in the comments. We can chat about it. If you enjoy my swatch and review videos, please give this one a thumbs up. It lets me know I'm doing a good job. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing. I put out new videos every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. Huge shout out to my Cosmic Admirals on Patreon, Amanda M, Braxton Scott, and Rocket Man's daughter. I really appreciate your support, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye. Today's fun fact question comes from Patreon supporter Jenna M, and Jenna wants to know, what's your favorite Halloween costume you've ever worn? I think I might have mentioned this a really long time ago, but when I was younger, like very young, I want to say 6-ish, I had a pirate costume that I loved so much that I insisted on wearing it for several months, possibly even a year. I don't really remember it too well. I just remember like flashes of being in the grocery store in my pirate costume because I didn't just want to wear it for Halloween, I wanted to wear it all the time. So that was probably my favorite costume that I've done. But in general, I do love Halloween. I love dressing up. It's like my favorite time of year, so it's just super fun for me. Honestly, and I know I've said this a million times, but anything between October and December is just the most incredible time of year for me. I just love this season, or these 2 seasons, I guess. But yeah, this is just the absolute best time for me. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!